Elizabeth, Monroe, Francine, Ashley, Lee Moore. Get in here. What? You had me in here stressed out, worried about all what happened to this gal. I thought I was going to have to drive up to the damn. I don't even know where the Adirondacks is at for real. What? Get in here. Stressing me out. What's wrong with you? Hi friends, welcome back to Show Me the Book Club. I am Shelby Monet, and in today's video we will be reviewing The God of the Woods by Miss Liz Moore. Let me tell you, I had a time reading this, and I couldn't even film a reading vlog for y'all properly because I was so dang stressed out trying to figure out what all happened to this baby. Multiple babies, really. Where are the children? Why are the children not safe? Where are the children? Why are they not safe? Okay, had me in here, blood pressure high, just stressed. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about literary thrillers because that's what this is considered. And I'm gonna try to tell you what the book is about without any spoilers because I want y'all to read it and I want y'all to tell me if y'all were stressed out at the same parts that I was stressed out at. Okay, so if you like to hear it, here it go. Before we get started, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. We are growing our family here per usual. And we doing good, baby. As I'm recording this, we had just made 3,000 last week, and now we at 4,000. God only knows where we're gonna be at by the time y'all see this video. I mean, I'm just so excited. But let's get into it for real this time. Okay. Where do I begin for real? Because I don't really know. Okay. Literary thrillers. I need to look up more of them. I probably should have done that before I decided to record this video because I love that this is a literary thriller. Now, all that means is that you are going to get the writing along with the thrill. I want us to get more into genres and the subgenres, right? Because I feel like so often we think about thriller and we think like, oh, it's only supposed to be this. Or we think about many genres in a singular kind of thought process. And I love that this felt well researched. It felt like literature. It didn't just feel like a spooky story, so to say. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try with the spoilers. Y'all know how I get. I get on here, I get the yipping and yapping, and then y'all be mad because y'all be like, if I wanted to read it, and then stop bothering me, dang it. Y'all come here because y'all like to hear me talk about the books. Anyway, this story takes place in New York, in upstate New York. In the 1970s, we meet the first character, which is Louise, in August of 1975. Louise is a camp counselor on what sounds like a very beautiful property. So if you guys have ever been to the Squam Art Retreat, it felt, what she was describing, that's where my mind went. So she realizes that a camper named Barbara is missing. And the reason that this is a big deal is because Barbara is the daughter of the owners of not only the summer camp, but the land that the summer camp is on. Like, her family has owned this land for years and years and years and years and years. So everybody is freaking out, right? Some of the first things that I noticed about this book was that each chapter literally felt like a puzzle piece. Obviously it's a thriller, so we're gonna want to pay attention to the different things, right? You kind of want to go into this with your detective hat on, but it was very evident from Louise, the things that Louise was saying and how we met each character, that they all were going to be somehow part of this bigger story. Something else that I want to mention, I don't read thrillers often. So if you are an avid, all you read are thrillers, I don't necessarily know that you will be thrilled by this book, but as somebody that does not read them often, okay, I had a time putting this puzzle together. Maybe about 5 different times I swore to you, like would have bet my bottom dollar, that I knew where Barbara was, who took her, and why. So we get Louise's perspective. We also meet Tracy, who is Barbara's like bunkmate at camp. We get Barbara's mom's perspective. Now, something that we also learn is about Barbara's older brother who went missing on the same property. He wasn't at summer camp, but on the same property over a decade ago. So before Barbara was born. So we have to solve 2 mysteries. What all in the hell happened to Bear? That's her brother. What happened to him? And where all in the hell is Barbara at? Babe, when I tell you Miss Liz Moore had me so stressed out in here, I had to read ahead to make sure that some of the characters was all right, because I was like, they just fixed my heart the other month. You're not fixing it. I'm not doing this with you, girl. I'm not doing this with you, friend. Some of my favorite things about this book was the writing. It felt so poetic. It really did. It felt so poetic. One of the quotes that she uses in the beginning says, "Many a pedestrian on reaching these woods is incredulous of the danger which he is told will menace him if he ventures out alone to indulge in his favorite pastime. But let him rest assured that there is no question as to the reality of this danger, the danger of losing himself in the forest. That is the only thing to be dreaded in the Adirondack woods." And that like spooky kind of, I'm unsure of the woods, and the multiple perspectives of the different levels of people that were in this story. So like, obviously the kids that were a part of the camp, like they were nervous, they were scared, they had their fears of the woods. But then you had the adults. Some of them were well versed right in the woods and what to do in times of danger. Some of them were not. You had the perspective of some of the counselors that were just there kind of like, oh, well, I need this job, so I'm gonna have fun. Now, the underlying conversation in this book is about rich people and what rich people do, right? Excuse me. Barbara's family, we learn a lot about them and how they navigate owning this summer camp. So like Barbara's father's name is Peter. It's like 7 of them. Peter the first is the man who purchased the land, got the idea for the camp, so on and so forth. Peter the second is Barbara's grandfather, and Peter the third is Barbara's father. Peter the fourth is Bear. On my little index card, I had a list of characters, because I kept turning around like, whom all are we talking about now? So we got a perspective of what was important to them as this very rich family that like has kind of controlled the town that they're in for centuries. Like they just have the access, right? And Barbara was sort of the oddball. So it's that conversation of, would they harm her, right? Because she doesn't fit in. Will they harm other people? Possibly, because they don't necessarily fit into the town. Like it really is that, what does your access actually grant you, right? And what will you do the wrong thing just because you have the access and have the ability to get out of this situation? I also think there is a conversation about like, who does land belong to? Like the people that actually know how to navigate this land. Like how do we honor them? How do we show them respect? Versus people that just have the ability to buy the land. Like there's a lot of underlying conversation in here that is like very, very good. I'm trying to think. I don't want to say anything else because I don't want to spoil nothing, because y'all done traumatized me. I think overall I gave it a 3.5. The reason I gave it a 3.5 is because although I thoroughly enjoyed reading it, I do think that it was too long. I think it was too long. I think it could have been maybe 100 pages shorter, or we could have with all the characters that we met, and I think we could have started connecting pieces a little bit sooner. And maybe I would have wanted to know about some other characters a little bit more if we're gonna have, like, it's a total of 478 pages. So it's like, I think I would have wanted to meet some other characters sooner. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm very, very curious about reading more of Liz Moore's work. Like, I want to see, I think the other one by her that people seem to love is Bright Long River. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Yeah, I'm curious to read that one. And I want to do Long Bright River. It's right smack dead on the front of the cover. I really want to read more of her work because I thoroughly enjoy, like, the story in itself and the way that it eventually connected, just the conversation around class. I really was nervous. I was nervous. I didn't know what all was gonna happen to that baby or any of them. I didn't know. And like the plot twist, like I wasn't anticipating anything that the things that did actually happen. Like I didn't guess it. I didn't guess it at all. And again, if you are an avid thriller reader, you may have been able to guess it. I didn't guess it. I thought it was a good time. I just thought it was too long. Like it took me way too long to get through this, even though I did enjoy it. So 3.5 stars. I do recommend it though. I do recommend it. I think you should read it. I'm actually going to be talking about it in another video, so look out for that one. Without further ado, if no one has told you today, I love you. You are kind, you are smart, you are important, if to no one else, to me. And if you want to read, support me, get this book, whatever the case may be, all the links will be where? In the underneath bar. And why do we call it the underneath bar? Because it is what? Underneath the video. How many of you know where the underneath bar is actually originally from? Have you been on YouTube that long, friend? It is from the illustrious Brian B. He was one of my favorite YouTube channels as a kid. I probably had no business watching his YouTube channel then, but that's where I get the underneath bar. I thought I'd give him his credit. I've mentioned that before. But anyway, love you. Bye, friends.